In this video, we're talking about the Caldwell Universal Brass Catcher coming up. So try and keep this short and sweet. We're just talking about a brass catcher here. A while ago, I did a short video complaining about how people don't pick up their brass. It drives me nuts, leaves a mess all over the place. And some people are like, no, leave it so that I can pick it up. Well, you're not going out to where I'm going to pick it up. So, and some of it's steel cased anyway. And I think some of you out there even throw down a tarp and make it easier to pick up your brass like that. I have not tried that idea, but it doesn't sound like a bad one. However, it's probably got to be a tarp that you don't care about because you're probably melting holes in it. I would think anyway. I don't know, again, I haven't tried that. So right here we have a universal brass catcher, and they call it universal because of the way it mounts. You can mount it through all sorts of different types of firearms. And I tried. So I'll go ahead and roll in some footage on the different ones that I tried it on from like the Smith & Wesson FPC and so on. All right, we're trying it on the CZ Bren 2. See if it induces any malfunctions. SIG MCX Virtus Upper 300 Blackout, 9-inch, suppressed, subsonic. Let's see how it does with this. Smith & Wesson FPC, we'll see how that goes because it's kind of interfering with the grip, but looks like it's in the right spot. So I did want to try it on some less normal or less conventional firearms. I'm sure a lot of people will use it on things like an AR or the like. This, I guess, is kind of AR-ish, but this is the DBX 5.7, which is a 5.7 by 28, and it's really thin. And I just wanted to show that it could be mounted to this. Now, once you mount it, it can swing to the side so that you can access anything that you need. It's got like a little hinge right here, which is really nice. And then it swings back. On this particular one, I can get to everything. It's not an issue. The mag release is a little bit covered, but I can still get to it. It's not that big of a problem. It's got a little zipper at the bottom, and on the end here, it's got straps so that you can attach it to whatever you need to. It just wraps around the handguard or whatever part of the firearm. So this is what it looks like on the DB57, maybe a little less conventional. Maybe not as ridiculous as using it on the FPC as you saw. But it worked. Now here it is on one of my ARs. This has a BCM, I don't know, I don't remember what kind of rail it's called. It's the BCM rail. It's the older style key mod, because when I built this, it was at the tail end of key mod, but that's besides the point. The point is, the BCM rail are pretty narrow. So there's not a lot of Velcro engagement here, but still adequate. Again, you can swing it to the side or open it up, however you want to say it, and then close it and use it as such. So, like I said, a lot of people are probably going to use these on their ARs a lot. But use your imagination and see what you can mount these to. I went with the universal one for the obvious reasons. It's universal. They have ones that will mount to Picatinny rails so that you could stick a piece up top and then slide it in. I think that those were possibly more expensive, but the problem is that you're more committed to that one. There will be a link in the description for these brass catchers for this universal one, as well as those Picatinny mounted ones, because maybe you just need it for one firearm, or maybe you're like me and you want to be able to move it. So I haven't experienced too many issues with this. Now, when you use a brass catcher, there is the risk of it coming out and hitting the mesh or whatever and bouncing back into the chamber and causing malfunction. That is one of the possibilities. If you are like me and at least want to pick up a little bit less brass, then this is one way to do it. And this wouldn't be a DIY channel if I didn't at least show you a video on the DIY brass catcher that I made that I have hardly ever used, but that's besides the point. So next week I will have a video on my DIY brass catcher to stay in line with the channel. And like I said, links will be in the description for Amazon. So if you are interested in these brass catchers, you can check them out there. And it doesn't cost you anything to use those, so it just helps me out just a tiny bit when you do use those, so I appreciate it. So that's it for this video. We'll catch you on the next project. See ya.